Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to save some money using your own freeze-dried food to make your own freeze-dried entrees. Alright everybody, welcome back. So, like I told you in my previous video, I was looking to get a food sealer. We had a vacuum sealer many years ago, but it was a terrible one. It didn't work very well. I guess it was a cheaper model. The seals wouldn't hold up. They'd leak after like a day. It would not seal as well. It wouldn't vacuum as well. So we threw that one out. And being a good prepper, I totally forgot all about it and never got another one. Bad me. Anyway, recently I started thinking about how I can make these little Mountain House type entrees with the Thrive Life stuff I already have. And you don't need Thrive Life to do it. Any kind of freeze-dried food works. I assume even if you have a dehydrator, you can dehydrate some food and store it a little longer using one of these. Now, this is a breakfast actually that I put together. But you're going to be cooking these a little bit differently because they need to be rehydrated. So it's not like you're going to be cooking these like a Mountain House entree where I just pour water in, wait 15 minutes and eat. You know, the powdered eggs are powdered. You're going to have to bring them back to a scrambled egg consistency. The cheese, most of the Thrive Life cheese just needs like a tablespoonful of water, and you just let it sit and it hydrates. The sausage you could probably do like a Mountain House entree, and I'll give you a close-up look on this. I just sealed the bag in 3 different places. You could probably just pour some warm water in there and let that hydrate up and be fine. But you're going to be cooking it a little bit differently, but think about the money you're going to save. I mean, this is pennies. This, I would venture to say, probably cost me less than $1 if you count all the foods that I put in it. And again, it's a very rudimentary basic meal, but let's face it, when you get a Mountain House meal, what are you getting? Eggs with a little bit of bacon in it and some cheese, and that's about it. So, and you can scale these up or down as fancy as you want. Like, I have some onions over here. I could throw some onions in with the eggs. You can do this any way you want. Throw mushrooms in there, whatever. So what I'm going to do today, since this is a breakfast one, and I've already made it, is I'm going to put together, say, a dinner entree type thing. And it's not going to be fancy. We're just going to use the beef slices and some of the mashed potatoes. So I'm going to set that up, and I'll bring you along, and I'll show you how I do it. And maybe I'll give you some ideas, and you can save some money. Because, I mean, I wouldn't feel bad about sticking this in a bug-out bag and checking it every year and making sure it was still sealed up. That's a pretty darn good package. So let's get all this cleared up, and I'll show you what I'm working on. Now, before I get the vacuum sealer out, I wanted to do a little bit of portioning. And again, this is what's cool about this. You can portion this out as big or as small as you want. If you want, say, a light dinner, but a very big breakfast, you can make it that way. You don't have to carry more than you need, and you don't have to eat more than you want, or whatever. So I'm going to portion this out and show you. I haven't done a dinner before. I've done the breakfast, so I don't know how much I'm going to put in. But we're going to give it a try. Now, I'm going to put the vegetables in here. I already have some of the dried onions in there, but I just didn't want to stick them up there because I didn't have room. So here's the carrots. And I'm just going to dump in some of those, like 4 scoops. And remember, this is dehydrated. Once you hydrate it, it gets a lot bigger than you think. So you may look at it and go, God, there's no food there. Once you hydrate it, you'll be like, oh, why did I make so much? I'm going to toss in some peas. And one more. There. So there's your vegetable portion. Now, another thing I'm going to show you really quick, and I'm not plugging this for Thrive, I just happen to really like it, is the Seasonings Blends they sell. The Chef's Choice Seasonings Blend. This goes good with everything, okay? So if you want to try a little bit on your vegetables, this is where you'd probably just toss a little bit in there now, or maybe pack it up later and stick it in there after it's hydrated and you use it to season. But that's totally different. I'm just going to put a little salt, a little pepper. Where's my pepper shaker? Oh, I didn't bring it out. A little salt, a little pepper, a little garlic. That will rehydrate and the taste will be in there. It'll be pretty good. So we're going to move on to the beef. Now these are the beef slices. I don't know if you've ever seen these. They look like big hunks of beef. And I did just wash my hands, so we're just going to grab this with my hand. And again, you know, this is very deceiving, but that's probably a good portion for a dinner. It's a lot bigger than it looks. Maybe I'll throw a little more in there. So we're going to seal that up. And the potatoes I'm not going to portion out because I'm just going to dump them into the bag, as I load it. We're going to portion the bag into 3 sections. So we have our vegetables, our potato, and our beef. And that's what we're going to do next. So let me move all that out of the way and put the vacuum sealer. All right, so we're all set up with the vacuum sealer. And got a bag here. Another thing, too, that I noticed, too, if you guys have had these from ages and ages ago, they used to just sell rolls of this, unsealed at the bottom. Now they sell bags. The bags are a little bit sturdier. The rolls of stuff where you have to seal the bottom and seal the top never seemed to work as well for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guesstimate here. We're probably going to need about that much for the beef when I dump it in there because it kind of puffs out. You're going to need that much for the vegetables and that much for the potatoes. So I'm going to cut a little bit more than I think we need, like up top here. And I'm going to segment this into 3 sections. So for the potatoes, I probably don't need that much room. So we're just going to run it on the sealer, and this is your sealer here. This part here, let me move that out of the way. So we're going to run that on the sealer and make that little segment. And I'm going to do this twice and bring you back when it's done. All right, so I got it segmented into 3 sections here. There's 1, there's 2. And this is the bigger section because I know the meat is bigger. And having done the other one with the pork in it, I know it's going to stick out further with the sausage in it. I can't find it. I'm looking for it and trying to speak at the same time. As you can tell, meats will puff things out a little bit. So I'm making a bigger section for the meat. So what we're going to do, and I won't bore you with doing this all on camera, we'll just do the meat here, is we're going to stick the beef chunks in there. And you can do this any way you want, with a funnel, with a, however you want to do it. I'm just dumping it in here for time's sake, But you can do this any way you want. Just keep pushing it down. And as you can tell, see how much bigger that is than we planned? So, when that gets to the top, give it a good shake down. Put a little more in there. Now, once we get this all filled, I'm going to bring you back and we're going to seal it off, and I'll let you see how the vacuum sealer works in action. I'm sure some of you have seen it. It's not thrilling, but it's kind of cool to see it sealed up with the food you're going to be taking out. So give me a sec to fill this up and we'll be right back. All right, so I got everything in the bag. I did break down and use a funnel for the potatoes because it was quite a bit. Now, this doesn't look like a lot of food. I probably could have cut the bag a little longer for more vegetables, but that's a lot of potatoes. And the beef is actually pretty filling, so that's probably a good lunch, I'd say. Now they want you to curl the top down into the vacuum chamber here, and you want to make sure none of your food is in this area here, because you don't want to seal your food in the bag. We're just going to put that down, push down on it, and seal. And there we go. Sealing up nice. Everything's nice and sealed up. Now the idea is you can pack as many of these as you want. So if you eat one of these and you're not full, you can always pack another and have it. But I think the size-wise, these are so much smaller than those big Mountain House meals that I think they'll probably come in handy packing-wise in your bag. Alright, looks like it's done. Let's see what we got here. There you go. Now I would say that's definitely good for as long as you have bag integrity there. I'm going to cut a little bit off there. Alright, now think about this. There's breakfast, there's lunch. And for, probably less than $4, you've got 2 meals made. And this also works if you're not putting this in a bug-out bag. If you want to just portion out meals and have them ready for emergencies or any kind of preparedness situation, works great. You can have this stuff ready to go whenever you need it. And it costs pennies on the dollar. So that's kind of my idea. I'm going to be doing some more stuff with this. Again, this is a very basic menu. I haven't gotten fancy with this or made anything out of the ordinary, It's really simple stuff, vegetables, potatoes, and meat. There's not much in there. But you can really make this any way you want. You can spice it up with all sorts of different stuff, like I mentioned with this stuff. I might even be able to put a separate packet in there with some of this in it. So once it's fully cooked, I can dump it in and season it. Once it's fully hydrated, I should say. So that's my idea for today. You can make your own little freeze-dried meals. They will cook a little differently. Like I said, you don't pour water in these and expect them to just hydrate. You'll have to hydrate that separately till you get the consistency you want. These you just, with the freeze-dried meats, my general rule is cover it with hot water and let it hydrate. And I tried some of this last night, and it hydrates very easily. And with the vegetables, stick it in hot water. So you may need a separate pan to do some of this stuff in, but it's really no big deal, and it's so much cheaper that it makes it worthwhile. Anyway, that's my idea for today. Get you some inexpensive freeze-dried food that is portable and ready to take with you no matter where you're going. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out our Amazon store down below. We've got a ton of gear that I reviewed in that store. If you don't see anything in there that you like, just click on through and shop like you normally would. Always helps out the channel a little bit. And don't forget, as I mentioned, our Thrive Life stuff. We've got lots of this for sale down in our Thrive Life store down below. So check it out. Make sure you get in on some of the deals. We have some January specials running now. If you go to my site and you click on the right-hand side, you'll see the January specials. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.